Dear participants from Angola, Tanzania and Zimbabwe, and I'm happy to see some of the people, my classmates in high school, and the fact that Kadogosa, in spite of very tight program, we are also here participating. Let me first of all express my thanks for the management of the Mwalimu Julius Nyerere Leadership School for affording me the honor and privilege of officiating the closing ceremony of the training that has been taking place here for the last 6 days. This school is a fitting memorial of the international solidarity that existed during the bitter struggle for independence and against racial discriminations. The bonds of friendship that bind CCM, Frelimo, MPLA, ZANU-PF, SWAPO, and ANC was born out of these struggles. The Communist Party of China was unwavering in its support of our struggle, and therefore this school is also a celebration of the historic friendship that exists between the liberation movements in Africa and the Communist Party of China. Apart from bringing you together here for training, discussions, and lectures and so on, just bringing people together from these countries help to consolidate the bonds that exist between our countries and among our parties. Having looked at your program, full packed, I'm not sure you had enough time to socialize, to go around and bond over a glass of wine or a cup of tea, or visit historical sites in the country. Some of them are memorials of our liberation struggles. But I hope your being together here help to forge friendship and networking among yourselves, and that will help to keep our countries together and not lose the focus of where we came from and where we want to go. The history of independence campaign in Africa, and particularly that of liberation struggle in Southern Africa, cannot be written without recognizing the contribution of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, the founding president of Tanzania and the founding chairman of Chama cha Mapinduzi. It is therefore very fitting that this school is named after Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, who stood tall as a symbol of international solidarity against all forms of oppression. Today is a special day, in that on a day like today, 100 years ago, Julius Nyerere was born on 13th April of 1922. Nyerere will have been 100 years today. As I've said, I know you have had 6 days packed with lectures, discussions, and all forms of training in general. So you will be perfectly forgiven not to be in a mood of yet another lecture delivered by way of closing remarks. I'm going to refrain from giving a lecture against all my best instincts. But let me remark briefly on the political philosophy of Nyerere and the issues of political legitimacy of liberation parties. I'm aware that one of the topics you covered was titled, "Have Liberation Parties Let Us Down?" So I want to connect that a little bit with what Nyerere stood for. Nyerere was not only a leading champion of liberation, he was the best communicator of the cause. His campaign against colonialism and against racial discrimination was a campaign against human inequality. He was not driven by tribal instinct writ large. For Nyerere, the fight against oppression was a fight against any form of oppression. And the quest for prosperity was the quest for prosperity for all. These beliefs were relevant during the struggle against colonialism and against racial discrimination, and these beliefs are still relevant today. I'm going to make an argument here that liberation parties should not feel entitled to stay in power unless they continue to subscribe to the belief that all humans are equal and put that belief into practice. In my view, the metrics of measuring our success have remained the same, even though circumstances are now different. Mwalimu Nyerere has articulated these metrics in many of his speeches and writings. It is my sincere hope that all trainings that take place in this elegant school will be inspired by Mwalimu Nyerere and other legends of African liberation, and will inspire us all to be honest servants of our people. End of a small lecture. So I just want to congratulate you on this day of graduation. I know some of you are leaving tonight. I hope most of you will stay around to sample Dar es Salaam and coastal region in Tanzania in general. And for our colleagues from Angola, I'm going to propose next time that we introduce exit visa so that you'll only be allowed to leave this country once you speak fluent Swahili. That should apply for all of you. I'm now ready to oversee the conferment of your certificate, and thank you for your attention.